How's it going, everybody? It is January 9th. This is going to be the review of December 2022. So, this is December 2022 merch by Amazon or merch on demand sales update. I think I was so excited about my overall sales for 2022. So, the first video that I put out after New Year's was the actual summary of the entire year, but I realized that I didn't actually give you guys an update on my December. And when I was looking at this over the last couple of minutes, just kind of looking at some things to talk about and prepare, there are a few interesting things uh, that came up, and I actually have forgotten about those. So I'll talk about those in a second. But so far, what I can say is that December in general, and I'm kind of as I was even preparing for this, I'm looking at the numbers, and there's so much more that I can do, and so I really have to kind of take that into consideration this year. I think I've just been so happy uh, that my overall income year over year for the last maybe 3 to 4 years has increased significantly. uh, that that I think that now I'm slowly realizing that my overall business income, and I'm not just talking about merch, is increasing in a great way. But then individually there is so much room for improvement, and that's what I've realized with merch. And so that's going to be on my mind going into this year, and I definitely have to make certain decisions on what improvements to make, or what to actually kind of specifically concentrate on. And that could be, running ads, that could be certain niches, whatever the case is. Anyways, that's just something that came up. So let's talk about this. December in the US, I had 217 sales. So it was uh, $4,152.62 in total sales, total royalties of 715, as you can see here. So that's actually pretty solid. That's better than uh, my average month during the year, and my royalties per sale were a little higher um, in December, and they averaged, as you can see here, 329. I think after January 3rd, with the reduction in royalties, we're all going to be feeling a bit of a hit until we adjust. So that's just something to think about. Going into January and February, your royalties will decrease. So 216, as you can see here, just on this chart, that was kind of like one of the better months. I've had, like, May was pretty good around June, but even June and July weren't that good. So in reality, this was the second best month of the year. And with royalties, as you can see here, 713, 799, it was slightly lower, but still one of the top earning months. So that's pretty good. 363 was my total. So that's actually really good, because if you think about it, almost double, but not really, like almost uh, as many sales I had in the US, I've had in all the other markets in total. Like I said, not really double, but almost there, and that's really good. So the royalties, actually, let me pause this. I'm going to do the math for you guys just quickly, and calculate what the total royalties are, because I'm actually curious myself. Okay, here we are. So total royalties were $1,213.35. So these are US dollars. Excuse me. And so these are pure profits, and no expenses when it comes to ads or anything else. So that's a pretty solid month. That's about, I would say, $200 to $300 more on average than I would make each month, each previous month. Of course, there have been better months, worse months, but that's actually pretty good. So 363 sales in total, and I went back to look at December 2021, and my total was 275. So that's a bit of a, that's a significant change. And again, I know we're not talking about, huge numbers here in the thousands, but when dealing with something like this with these kinds of numbers, this is a 25 to 30% increase year over year. And as you can see, I mean, uh, my international sales are just doing great. Uh, but but even my US sales have actually improved since last December. So that's okay. Again, no huge spike like where we're talking about, did I receive 5 times more sales in total just because it's the December or November? No. But I did see a healthy increase. I was actually looking, and this is what I mentioned at the beginning, some of the things that I noticed because I was thinking about January and where I'm going from here. But so always I'm expecting a drop, and I think a lot of people are. Now, how significant that drop is going to be, we don't know. But going back, uh, January of 2022 was the worst month actually of the year, and going back, until October of 2020, it was the worst month. I was even looking at the numbers here for, let me just pull that up, um, for my total numbers of, actually I'm going in the wrong direction. Uh, my total numbers for January of 2022, and I realized that my year started out so bad. I had 177 total sales uh, in January of last year. So I'm actually curious what it is so far. Let's see, 177. So 60. We're about 8 days in. So already I'm on a much better track than last year. But last year I didn't realize how bad it started. So that's to be completely expected. So going back even further, uh, okay, between December 2020 and January, this was like a slight increase, which was unusual for me. This is the COVID year. And again, in 2019, there was a significant drop. But this is when, I was just kind of starting out. I was tiered up. I can't remember to what tier. A couple of my products were Amazon's choice. And back then, like that was actually a big deal, especially with pop sockets. These are all pop socket sales. And so, going from December to January, there's no doubt in my mind that there is going to be a drop, right? I mean, if you see here, like there's slight increases, but again, back here, we can't get any information that's actually that worth anything just because I was steering up so often back here. I think even back here I could have been in tier. I don't even know what they would be after 10, but definitely around 100. So so going into January, I'm expecting a drop, but what I'm really happy about is the consistency with my sales. Now I'm actually kind of expecting to get a certain amount of money. So I'm actually become that comfortable with Amazon. Of course, not like don't get me wrong. I don't live in the dream world. I've been here before. I understand that this is not, our business. We're just using Amazon's platform. But I'm just saying, without running any ads and was just simply doing my, daily routine of uploading and going through the motions, uh, it is generating a healthy amount of sales and royalties. So, like I said, there's a lot of opportunity for 2023 just because right now, I'm learning more and I'm realizing certain things and looking at the information that I have in front of me. So to me that's super exciting. But for December, like I said, 363 sales in total. What was the amount here? $1,213.35 US in royalties. So overall it was a great month with zero ads run, and but again, that's definitely on my mind. So far this is one of the better, if not one of the best months of 2022, and it feels really good. So anyways, I'll leave it here. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon.